So let's do this. Let's podcast.
We're going to podcast. I'm Jen.
And I'm Kristin, and this is the IMOMSOHARD podcast, and we're about to dig in. But first things first.
Speaking of digging in, because I love a corny segue to any topic.
Yes.
We're doing this QT thing now, which is quality time.
QT.
This, I don't know if this is funny, but it delights me. Like, it makes me squeal so much. It makes me so happy. I saw this news article, and takes place in right where we're from. It's in Olathe, Kansas. Or do you say Olathe? How do you say it?
I have no idea. That sounds very exotic. What happened there?
There was this dog who's a 4-year-old Labrador named Cleo, and she escaped from the backyard. And, they posted signs everywhere. They had it on Facebook that she was missing, and they found her 50 miles away at their old house in Missouri.
No!
She got lost, and she went home and was like, wait, you guys aren't the people who should be here. But so they got her back because she was microchipped, and they got her back. That made me so happy.
She walked 50 miles?
50 miles in 4 days.
I couldn't walk 50 miles in 4 days. I would give up. I'd be like, this family isn't worth it. They weren't that great. Like, if I'm a dog and I'm on the roam and I see a better yard and with potentially better people that would feed me, I would give up on my first family. God bless her.
Absolutely.
She's way more loyal than me. On that note, I have I will see your dog story, and I will raise you another weird dog story. So my brother, yes, this is so bizarre, but I think it's so awesome. And I also feel like it's like true crime and DNA reporting come together to help a neighborhood. It's not, no, I just sold it.
Oh, okay.
So much cooler than it actually is. So my brother just moved in to a new fancy apartment building where they have like a pool and a clubhouse, and he's rocking his single life, and he's moved into the first place that I feel like you won't get tetanus when you walk in. And he has this giant dog named Cecil, which I don't know why he named it Cecil, because none of us in our family have an easy time with S's. So it's the hardest name on the planet for us. So he has this dog named Cecil. And when he moved in, they took a sample of they did a swab of the dog's mouth, and they will test like piles of poop on the property. And they will match it to your dog, and then they will ticket you. I am telling you, it would be the most disgusting job, but the most gratifying job, because I used to live in North Hollywood, and there were so many apartments, and we were living in an apartment for a year, and people would walk their dang dogs and just let them crap wherever. So when we would walk outside and the kids would want to play, they would inevitably always step in a big wad of crap, and you've got a new pair of shoes on them, and you're so upset. And I thought, that is the most insane thing I've ever heard, that I think is awesome.
It is like a neighborhood watch on steroids. I don't know if I like it though, because that I guess it wouldn't bother me, honestly, because I always bag it. I mean, we all get in that instance where there's like a surprise double or triple poop that you just didn't expect. I mean, we've all been there, right? With our dogs.
I will find a piece of paper. I will go back. I will leave a friendly note that said, I did not bring enough bags. I am sorry. Give me 10 minutes and I will be back for this. But when people just let their dogs leave a giant, like cattle-sized crap on the ground, nothing inflames me more. I used to I think I was bored and I needed to work out just in general, but work out, burn off some steam. I used to look out my window. People would walk by and let their dog crap. I would run to the window and yell at them. It was just a pastime. I'm just saying that this was, because it was gross. It was disgusting. It was everywhere in North Hollywood. It was everywhere on the street. It was everywhere in the park. It was and these are not small dogs. So what I say to that apartment development is, well done. And I hope you ticket everybody. Because that's fair.
That's pretty amazing.
That's fair. That's my quality time share.
That's hilarious. I thought you were going to say something like they swabbed his DNA and found out that he's like some, I don't know, Wolverine, Great Dane.
I know. I could have
'Cause
made
they
that
can-
story so much cooler.
Well, yeah,
I could've.
yeah, I think so. But it's okay.
You know what? I
I'm gonna
could have cooled that story, but I just didn't. I started strong with a true crime wraparound, but what I ended up with was
know.
a real letdown, and that's okay.
Delilah just turned 5 last week, so we have a bunch of new dolls in the house, and I would say 50% of them are pretty creepy, but there's one that literally makes me ovulate because it's one of those like weighted kind of dolls that it feels like a baby, like it's the shape of
I've
a
held
baby.
those.
And
They freak me out a little bit. I feel like it's a CPR doll. I'm like, Also, I'm like,
yeah,
I
it does
don't know that I
kinda.
want them to play with a real doll. I want this to be like, I want them to like know this is all pretend because they're going to be in graduate school for a very long time. I don't want this to
Yeah,
seem too
just
real too soon.
get this out of your system for at least 22 years.
Hey, Jen, sometimes our men need a friendly reminder to trim the hedge, so to speak.
A reminder like an angry text like that?
Well, or you could say, if honey, you do this, then there's a chance that honey can do that. And I'm pointing
Oh,
to my privates.
okay.
That
I get it.
area.
I get it.
Okay.
But he needs to manscape himself too. Not only the landscaping outside, but also Sherwood Forest, you know? Like, let's talk manscaping. Manscaped is a wonderful tool set to help your man keep his hedging hedged.
Okay, let's just say that you're looking at a house, and it's a big brick, masculine, large house, but the bougainvillea is overgrown, or the tree is covered in dead branches and unruly moss, and the yard hasn't been mowed, so you don't know where that property line ends and the root begins. It's all just one big hairy mess.
Yes, that house does not look as impressive or inviting as it certainly could.
And who wants to go near a house that smells like mulch sweat?
Not me. I prefer a delightfully smelling entryway, and I know my husband does. Manscaped has products like Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver to help with smells. Being from Nebraska, I'm getting very tangled up in these metaphors, Kristin.
I understand. Manscaped is a revolutionary company that has redesigned the electric trimmer called the Lawnmower 3.0. And every man loves his lawnmower, doesn't he? And it has a proprietary advanced skin safe technology. So basically, this trimmer reduces the cuts on your man's
Nuts and bolts. The Lawnmower 3.0 comes inside their new Perfect Package 3.0, which makes for the perfect gift any time of year. It's literally everything your man needs to keep trimmed and smelling nice down there. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code IMOMSOHARD at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code IMOMSOHARD. Thank you, Manscaped, for making our sex lives as good as they can be.
Yep. Hey, Jen, did you know that the best wines often come from these small batches or passion projects and they're actually really hard to find? That's why we want to tell you all about Wine Access. They know that finding a great wine isn't about price, it's about access.
Well, that's my problem because I've been going all on price until I found Wine Access. It has the wine industry's most decorated team. They have a master of wine and a master sommelier and a serious crew of some certified somms. Say that 10 times fast. And wine journalists.
And here's what they do. They taste over 20,000 wines a year. Yes, Jen, that is an actual job, and you would be a millionaire if you did
paid?
it.
Oh,
and
my God.
they only offer the best wine to wine access customers.
Yeah, like I tried a 94-point Chardonnay. I have it right here because they send you all the information.
She actually
about
does
what
not have the Chardonnay. She just has the really cool little write-up about it because that bottle went real fast.
It's gone. It's gone. I drank it almost the second it arrived at my doorstep, which is what's awesome.
Yes.
They ship it straight to your doorstep. And tell them about the wine club, Kristin.
I will. Okay, so we're so excited about the Wine Access exclusive wine club where members receive a curated shipment of 6 premium bottles every season. So it becomes like a thing, an event.
Yeah. They each have like a new theme. The one coming out in September is Old World versus New World wines. And I can't wait to try them out. Seriously.
Yeah.
Plus, Every wine is paired with a tasting video to guide your experience, and you can select a mix of reds, a mix of whatever. All reds or a mix, whatever.
And it gets delivered right to your doorstep. And that's not all. Wine Club members also get 10% off of all Wine Access purchases. So we know that you're going to love Wine Access. We want you to join their Wine Club with us.
We worked on an exclusive offer just for our listeners. It's $20 off each of your first 2 Wine Club shipments. And that's a $50 savings on these incredible bottles.
Just go to our special URL, which is wineaccess.com/mom, and sign up for the Wine Club today.
Don't forget, because you've had too much wine, it's wineaccess.com/MOM for $50 off.
Woo! Woo! I'm the reason they created American Girl dolls, not my daughter, me. I think, first of all, let me just say right now, they're so expensive. They're totally overpriced. It's the biggest racket I've ever seen. And I'm hook, line, and sinker. It's like I know I'm getting my ass kicked and I'm signing up for it every time. It's like a good CrossFit class. I'm like, I'm going to walk out of here with sore hips. I have no business being in here. I can't afford to make these choices. And yet I go in and I'm like, all of this makes perfect sense. When we bought Delilah's toy,
I didn't know there was such thing as a good CrossFit class, by the way.
There's not. That's the metaphor, I think. But when we saw that bathtub, I was like, this is something I want to play with. So I'm going to get it for Delilah. And of course it has like spa shoes because that's what they do well. And you know that shit all ends up in your Dyson anyway. But it's all like shoes
1000%,
and glasses and a fun dog leash. And then there's a bag that you take on an airplane, and there's utensils, and there's all the accoutrement that I'm on board with. They sell glasses that are literally the size of my fingernail, and they're like $11, and I'm into it.
We got one of the things that we got for her that she asked for, and she's 5, so she does not know the difference and doesn't care. We got her the Target 18-inch doll bunk bed, and she's super obsessed with it. So it's like her morning and evening routine is what we cycle through like 15 times a day right now.
I mean, let's get something straight. I don't want to pay full boat. I put rules on myself and my daughter. If my daughter was smart, she just pushed a little bit when we were in there, then I would literally be like, okay, fine, 4 outfits. But I always say, like, today's a special day. We're going into the store. You can't go into that store and not buy something. So it has to be a special event. It has to be a reason. So we went in and I was like, okay,
we brought the girls.
Thing. I know.
We brought the girls together.
Oh, that was the American Girl Cafe. I mean, honestly, if they served cocktails, you would find me there all by myself.
Well, they do serve cocktails. They have like champagne. Yeah, they've got like I think like champagne and beer or something. But we didn't, because we drove and met there for this special day with the girls. So we just had coffee and maybe 18 cupcakes.
I ate so much cupcakes, and the food's good. And the girls, here's the thing, you go to American Girl Cafe, everything is pink, everything looks like a freaking, like you're inside of a birthday cake. And then you sit down and the girls can take their little American Girl dolls and sit them next to them. It's so smart. And it's such, I know that I'm being taken fully advantage of, and I'm with it, man. I'm into it.
But to like get into the cafe part, I don't know if they have them. They have them a lot of places, but if you haven't been to one before, you have to go through the store, and it's like it's just dollar signs, but it is like, everything is so wonderful and fun. You want to like eat it. There's like an Airstream that is the size of your doll. There's like a little camper van.
Listen, the Cabbage Patch of it all is where my like weird addiction started. And I don't have a doll collection. I'm not one of those people with like some weird like doll eye situation where like you walk in and there's like a bunch of like wobbly dolls staring at you. When I was a kid, Cabbage Patch Kids, I had Barbies for sure. I had Barbies. That was my starter drug was Barbies. And I remember just loving them when I remember being like, I would take forever to put the clothes on, and then I would, have these little act outs. And like one of my Barbies, my brother got mad at me and popped the head off of my Latin Barbie. And
Oh, yeah.
my mom said it was really creepy because I would play with her like she was fine.
All of our dolls, like Barbies growing up and Delilah's, they all have mangled hands. Like they've been in some like horrible meat packing accident because our dogs love to chew. It's like, it must be like the most perfect feeling. Like when you chew on tinfoil, it feels like kind of good.
Oh
They
my God.
love to bite the fingers off of Barbie dolls.
It's like the Rise Above It Barbie. Like, she wasn't born with all of her fingers, but she's making it anyway. Is that not? I'm
I
just
think
saying,
so.
like, I think
No,
representation matters, honestly. And that's my biggest issue today is with Barbie. And I know people have the same feeling about it, but like sometimes when Eleanor's playing with these Barbies, I'm like, come on, man. Can't you make like I'm in soccer Barbie with like a thicker bottom and maybe an Umbro short, or like I'm best friend Barbie. I like jeans and a concert t-shirt and playing Uno. It's always
did you watch that? Did you watch that documentary? I think, what's it called? Like Tiny Shoulders or something like that?
no,
About
is
Barbie
it
and how
Barbie?
they, yeah, they
Yeah.
did like a redesign. They tried to make her like a little bit more realistic. But,
Well, I don't know. If
actually,
that's realistic, I've got a ways to go.
well, look, I don't know what they're like. Now, I remember my Barbies being like very long and lean, and I had this one that was my favorite. And I don't know if she came with bleached hair, but her hair was very white towards the end. And I had chopped it, and it was full of lint. She looked like a very sad Phyllis Diller. But I
Which makes
remember
perfect
she
sense
was
because your person. Like you're like, Phyllis Diller is exactly who I want to play with when I'm 6.
exactly. I was like, finally, you're an interesting Barbie. But the Barbies, like there's Barbie shows. Do you guys watch those too?
Oh yeah, Barbie in the Dream Time. I know Barbie, but what is it? Barbie in the Dream House or
In the
something.
dream
Eleanor's
house?
obsessed.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's good, but it's definitely better than the Barbies when we were growing up, because Barbie's like got a website, she's got a blog, she's got like a whole
Yeah.
she's an influencer, she's got a doll empire going on. Like
Yeah, our Barbies
she's
had like bulimia. Our Barbies were like,
yes.
oh, I don't like myself, so I'm going to wear this low cut shirt when I'm 14. Like our Barbies had lots of trouble.
They were most likely to be pregnant senior year, our Barbies. They were all about pleasing Ken, getting to ride in
Yeah.
Ken's convertible.
Yeah, they bought into Ken's bullshit and it's not even his money. He's
Yeah.
he's not even going to make it through junior college.
One of my earliest memories, I totally forgot about this, but it just came back to me because Delilah just turned 5. I remember my 5th birthday, my mom got me the Barbie camper van, like the RV. They had like, it was yellow. And I remember like,
Hi, are
I
your
wasn't,
parents millionaires? That's like getting the RV for American Girl doll. That's next level. I don't know anybody that had the RV.
I remember that because it was the nicest gift I ever got. Like because none of her other furniture, it was like wicker stuff that were for a bigger doll from a garage sale or something.
I had that too.
It didn't fit her. It was like a weird pop. What do you call it? Not a papasan chair, but with like
but like the outdoor furniture, and it like never stayed up. Oh my God, our parents bought the same shit because it was probably really cheap. And I was like, this doesn't even fit my Barbies.
I'm sure it was from a garage sale. One of us probably had the other ones.
Yeah, I probably was like a brat and was like, sell this garbage.
We got our girls, Matt, because we went in there and Kristin was like, I think we should let them pick out one little outfit. And then we went in there and I should have had one of those like leash things on Kristin, like that the parents put on kids at Disney, because she was just running around. She was like, let's get them the suitcases that match. They need a Hawaii outfit. And look at this. This is a travel kit. It's a beauty kit. Let's get that too.
I know someone should have knocked me out on ketamine. I was like, God, someone like, please put a dart in me. I have no common sense when I go in there. I don't know what it is. I just like, And you're talking to somebody, I'm currently wearing an $8 shirt. I'm not somebody I just lose it.
She's so frugal, but she just loves it. And the girls delight in it so much. So we got them these matching their little backpacks. They're like sparkly pink. I swear I want to eat it. They're so cool.
But these dolls are so gorgeous and cute and sweet, and they don't look like Barbies. They look like little girls. And so our girls each got a doll that looked like them. And then we found out what they named them.
We were both shocked because did they come up with them together or did they come up with them separately?
They came up with them together, and they decided they were going to start a business. And the names of their dolls are Destiny and Lucky, or Lucky and Destiny, I think was the name of the business they were opening. I'm not sure what kind of a business. I am sure what kind of a business that is. And
well, I know it. It will end up being. Listen, I don't know where she got the name Lucky. Okay, Delilah's doll is Lucky and Eleanor's is Destiny. And as we all know, those girls are not lucky, and their destiny isn't going to be great when those are your names. It's like no girl named Angel is, right? Can we all agree that?
We can all agree
if your name's Destiny Heaven, you're going to be
stripping. Their biggest issue is gonna be like, how do they get their body glitter off at night? Like they're gonna be there. Listen, it's an all cash business as long as they're paying taxes and they set up an LLC. I'm not gonna judge them. I'm just saying it's not the future I thought that those dolls would have. They started out with everything you would ever need to be successful.
Right now they're beautiful, nice dolls, but I really see like one day they're going to be temping at like an HR company, and they're just like clocking in and hating it. And then one of those dolls is going to come up with the idea that they could make a little extra cash dancing, just busy nights at the
cocktail serving
dog
to start. Yep.
Yeah, and then it's just topless. It's not fully nude. And then, they still have the HR job. And so they're doing coke in the morning to, just to pick me up because it's late nights. And we all know how that goes. So all of a sudden it's their Monday afternooning dancing because they lose the temp job. And then they're under the overpass living in the Airstream that came from the American
girl they're and that Airstream is a nuisance to the residents. They're like parking in a no parking zone. Like that thing is falling to shit. It's an eyesore. Like it's no longer got it's clean, but hopefully both of them take a turn for the better and clean up their act and do a 180 and write a book about it and become very, very wealthy.
You can hope, because with all the booze and cocaine and crushing up painkillers to snort, it's hard to keep the weight off. So that stripping career has got about 6 months before things get really bad and you're in the VIP room and somebody's got a great idea. And Lucky's like, hey, Destiny, this guy wants me to give him a handy. Well, we need $14. Oh it's a learning tool for my daughter.
Our Lucky and Destiny are potentially sex workers, but the point is you know what?
There's still time to change their destiny and their luck.
We're just trying to build a better path for them. Just choices in general. Good God! And you know what? You know why we make the joke? Because back to Barbie. If you've ever seen a Barbie house, I'm like, give me a break, man. That thing is like an actual one that we bought, and it has, by the way, 2,000 pieces. It has a see-through hot tub. Is that where you're writing your dissertation? Is a see-through bathtub? Also, there's a canopy bed.
Let me guess that see-through tub is in the middle of a bedroom. We've all accidentally gotten that suite in Vegas.
Yeah, we sure have. Well, we got that suite. We got a suite like that on the road in like Akron. I was like, there is literally no physical way I'm going to get in that tub because that has the remnants of a pharmaceutical rep, and I am not getting in that tub. That's where
like Lucky and Destiny are going to end up moving to. hey, we're going to park the Airstream behind this Best Western because there's an HVAC conference.
Darling. It's so
Sorry.
disturbing. Oh my God.
But
Well, I hope the best for them. I just want them to be
I do. I hope they
happy
clean up.
dolls and yeah, because I feel like our
Yeah.
girls will be like, I can't deal with this kind of pressure. You guys have to go live your lives. I can't do this for you. You're making bad choices.
It's like when Delilah, you know how you just throw out any name when you're pregnant? Like, well, let's just see what this one sounds like, saying it out into the air. And I said to my husband, I'm like, I heard the name Pixley and I think it's cute. And he's like, Senator Pixley? I don't think so. Like some names just set you up for failure.
Yeah, there's just some names that you have to do both those. You have to be like Senator Destiny to the Senator Lucky to and to the stage dancing to
Lucky, get your
let's
lucky
get it
bills
on.
out. Somebody's
Lucky
gonna get
lady
lucky.
tonight. Someone setting to the lucky lady. Yeah, that feels too easy. It's literally setting them up. It's like their destiny is their destiny. So,
And I guess I just realized it's super upsetting too because the dolls look so much like them. But both of our girls are smart. They've got it together too, by the way. They're going to have like a Barbie empire.
where's my soapbox? Because I'm going to stand on it for a minute. I think
Yeah.
you have to be
Same.
really aware of the things that your kids see in general, but for girls in particular, you have to show them friendships because like for some reason I feel like we start young sort of saying like, hey, I'm going to pit you against her, or there's always going to be a girl
Yes.
villain. And if you make a smarter choice, maybe we start like changing the way we think in our head. Like, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of people out there that think that women can't work together. And I would like to say that we have had a nice 4.5 year
really?
marriage of
Oh,
problem
really?
solving and conflict resolution. And, we basically, whenever Jen and I just get in a fight, we're mature about it and we go out and we get in a fist fight and then we say, boobs or bush. That's it. That's the only two things you
Yeah.
can
You
punch.
get one
can't,
hit.
you get one
Leave
hit,
the face
boobs or
alone.
bush. And then the face cannot get hit because we're not animals. So, but yeah, we gotta
we're
like, I
adult
think
women.
the dolls are sort of like your first introduction to that. I think is like you get to pretend these friendships and these different forms of status that you're playing. I don't know about you. Have you ever heard Delilah playing dolls? Because there was one time that I heard Eleanor playing dolls and I think they were trying to hide a body. I'm not sure, but I definitely think there had been a crime. And I'm like, I don't know what direction you're going, but I like that it's not typical.
Yeah, there are
I
kids.
like that I don't know why you have yellow tape up, but if this is a CSI event and you've never seen CSI, you and I are going to have a wonderful life together.
Because the apple does not fall far from the tree. If I could just get Delilah into more true crime and spinach and artichoke dip, we could literally be married. Kids just learn bad habits because they repeat whatever they hear and they don't even necessarily have meaning to it, but it sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Like our kids always end up saying the same things and we're like, what show are they watching? I don't know. But like if
we literally don't know, but I've heard some and I'm like, you watched Austin Powers without me. There we go.
So the real life thing that would happen if there were a couple of Barbies and they're both fairies, one's evil is going to poison the fairy queen, she's going to go over there and be like, wait a second, is this room periwinkle? It's the most perfect shade of periwinkle. We all know blue's impossibly hard to paint with. How did you nail this right color? They're going to strike up a conversation about interior design.
They're going to find common ground. They're going to find common ground.
Absolutely.
And then she's going to feel comfortable to say, like, whatever the Queen Barbie's name is, she's going to be like, hey, Jan, I just want you to know this is how I feel about this. And I'm coming to you just in a more direct way and wanting to express my concern. And Jan's going to be like, do you want some tea? I've got some delicious mint tea. Fly on over to my bar. Or you know what? Screw it. It's 4 p.m. Let's have Chardonnay. Let's dig in. And then they start sharing their feelings. And
they're like, look,
fairy
I've
Uber's
had
home.
some. misunderstandings about you. And I'm embarrassed that we've gotten them out there. Everything's better. They're both going to cry.
Yeah, they're
Exchange
both
phone
going to talk
numbers.
about former relationships they've been in where it didn't work out, and the other one's going to, you're two or three glasses in, and you're going to be like, "That's dumb because you're great, Jan,
You're
and
worth
if
more than that.
you're better than that. Don't you ever think? Okay, you look at me. You're better than that."
You don't go back to him, okay? If you feel the need to call him, you call me.
You
I don't
call
care what
me.
time of day it is. Because we all know.
So,
It's
so then she doesn't
the
kill him.
villain.
They become friends.
Absolutely, because the villain is going to be some mean boy who has a crush on you, probably, or some sexually confused boy, or like a math teacher with the shakes that doubts your intelligence. That's growing up. That's who the villains are for girls, usually.
Yep, that's the villains. Speaking of, uh, I had I don't know if you did this, but I used to make my Barbies hump in every. I didn't even know what it was, but I would make the
Hump? Oh,
Ken and
yes.
Barbie. Oh God, I would like rub them together, and then I switch them, and then I put them, and I'd be like, "That doesn't feel good. That okay? That kind of feels." I would. I was near pornographic with my Barbies, and I know that's not why my parents bought them for me, but it was kind of a go-to. Uh, before
Well,
I had
I
ever
used
seen anything.
For sure. I used to make them like naked dance and stuff. It wasn't sexual at all, but I definitely would like, remember, I would rub Barbie's boobs. Did
Oh, I would
everybody do
too.
that? I was super disappointed that Ken just had the sheet of,
I know. I was like,
not that I wanted to like, I just wanted a little more information. Not that I wanted
Ew,
to see that Ken
can
had
you
a wiener.
imagine?
I just wanted like,
Can you
I just
imagine
wanted
if
it.
Ken had a real wiener? It'd be so
Oh gosh.
gross.
You know, there's a Barbie, there's a
Uh,
Ken doll somewhere that has one, and it's probably super
ew.
upsetting.
Ew. On every level, you could not. I mean, ugh, like gross. Like instead of a no, instead of a baby like that, like gross.
What are you trying to say? Oh,
Like
what is
would the wiener be down or would the wiener be up? Could you like pump up the back and be
um
like, "Barbie, like my wiener's ready." That's disgusting. Look at what we've done to Barbies. We've literally ruined. Do not listen to this with your daughters in your car.
okay, yeah, we've ruined American Girl dolls and Barbie. But you know what? They were gonna come to that realization on
You
their
need to
own
stay
that
away from Cabbage Patch Kids because my Cabbage Patch Kids were my life, and don't you dare. I was 7, and my Aunt Catherine died, and then kind of over
I
Christmas,
don't
which
know
was
why I'm
poorly timed.
laughing.
I know because I remember at my 7-year-old self being like, "My Aunt Catherine just died. That's really sad. My mom's going to be really sad." Usually when people are sad, they give you more presents. And that was the year I got 2 Cabbage Patch Kids, which
Okay.
was
Oh.
I was in a real push-pull, like, how much do I celebrate this? So I don't wanna seem insensitive to passing of my aunt, but I got 2 Cabbage Patch Kids, and I'm going to pee my pants with excitement. So I got my first one and my second one, and then the third one for my birthday, which was like, "What am I doing right, people? Did I just get into Stanford?" Like, I just got 3 Cabbage Patch
Wow.
Kids in 1 year, which was like the like, I it wa no Christmas was like that ever again, by the way. There were 2 Christmases where I got,
Yeah,
like, a lot of,
that's
like, underwears and socks, and I'm like, you don't like me." But
that's like
I got
winning the
3,
lottery for a kid. Well, and you
and
still have them?
I
G-
still have them, and here's the
I'm
truth.
so impressed by this because I bet you she does not know where her high school diploma is right now. But
I have 0 idea where that is. I absolutely have all 3 dolls. My mom sent them to me, and Eleanor started playing with them, and I immediately got mad because I felt like she wasn't being as loving to them as I felt like they deserved, and I took them away, and I was like, "You have enough dolls. You don't need these. These are I feel like these are wasted on you and your 75 other options. These should not be competing. These should be the choice."
well, my grandparents lived in Oklahoma, and I think where they lived, it was primarily Black people that lived there. So that makes sense. You know, obviously there should be Black dolls everywhere because there are Black people everywhere, except for maybe Central City, Nebraska. I don't know if
I
that's
honestly
still the
don't
case, but
know.
But so my grandpa called me, was like, they have Cabbage Patch dolls here and it's so cute. Do you want me to get one? And I was like, yes, please. And they
You
smelled
just
like,
got one just cause it's like a Tuesday?
yeah, because he knew I wanted one. Yeah.
My aunt had to cross over into the other side in order for me to get a Cabbage Patch Kid. My aunt literally went to heaven in order for me to get Cabbage Patch Kids. There was
I
a
thought you meant like
person that
drove
said
to Iowa. Okay.
no, she didn't. I was trying to be a little bit more subtle, but my Aunt Catherine went to heaven and I missed Christmas in order to get 2 Cabbage Patch Kids. So there were sacrifices made and it was worth it.
I love though that you and I didn't have the typical Cabbage Patch dolls because, and by typical, I mean, every girl had the same brown haired, it was like Catherine or something with the
Yep.
curled bangs.
Curls
Like
on the bangs and the little
I
doot and
I did not want that. Like American Girl doll, I wanted one that looked like me, which is why I had a black one. I don't know what, but I did end
I
up
know
getting a little blonde one too.
my mom asked me when I was really little, she was really curious and she was awesome about it. And I was like, I had this Cabbage Patch calendar, where they had the dolls like playing soccer, which they can't because like they have nubby feet, but like they're like
No, they're just soft.
like in
Yeah.
fun. Like one was cheerleading and like the others are like eating ice cream. And I'm like, look at the Cabbage Patch Kids having the best time ever. And I would look at the little boy that was like black and he was playing soccer. And I'm like, I love him. I want him as my Cabbage Patch. And I would pray at night. I was like, please, God, can you please give me a black Cabbage Patch Kid? And then I think I might have said, if one of my aunts has to go down,
So be it.
for Cabbage Patch Kids, it feels worth it. I'm just kidding. I didn't pray for her, but I'm just saying, you never know. The power of
Well,
prayer
if
is
you
strong.
did.
So I got my Cabbage Patch Kids, and it was literally the best. Yeah, I didn't stop playing with them for a year. Granted, I wasn't one to dress them up in a lot of dresses and stuff, as you might figure out. They all looked like welders, but it was
Yeah.
it was a great summer.
Well, that's an interesting thing about dolls, I think, because so Dash is 7 and he, for about 6 months, he's wanted an American Girl doll. And at first he wanted a boy doll that looked like him, which we're totally fine with. Like, we are those people, we're like, you can play with the doll. Like, I will fist fight anybody who looks at you. Like, he used to wear princess dresses to go get like teppanyaki. Like, we don't care.
We're the same, but we didn't force it. But we also didn't want to be those parents that were like trying to put some sort of an agenda on kids because we wanted to look like we were more like with it, like, oh, we're not parents that gender stereotype. And so we would buy Eleanor a pink truck and we would buy Finn, like he had this little cute little Elmo doll or Cabbage Patch doll or something. And like pretty soon Eleanor wanted to, like, if it wasn't a princess, she didn't give a shit about it. And if it wasn't a Matchbox car, he didn't care about, you know what I mean? It was just like, we just let them sort of lay out for themselves what. Sorry, I did not mean to derail that. I'm coming back.
No, you didn't. But I know that, like, well, it's important to say that we both are like that. Where you would absolutely hold on to somebody at the park while I punch them in the groin for like giving my kids side eye or something. So that's the way we both are. But like Dash had, when he was 5, he had a My Little Pony birthday party because his name's Dash and he wanted a rainbow Dash party. And he's embarrassed to death about it now. He's like, I don't want anyone at my school to know that I had that birthday party. And I was like,
interesting.
He told me a month before that party that he wanted a My Little Pony Rainbow Dash party. A few days before the actual party, he was totally over it. So when he's asking for an American Girl doll, that the custom ones that look like them are like $125.
I'm like, so expensive.
I'm like, you're not going to get sick of it. Like, this is going to be something you think about for a while, because Delilah wouldn't have gotten that one, I'm sure, if her aunt hadn't gotten it for her. And part of the reason I think Dash wants it is because she has something that he doesn't have.
Yeah, because the oldest ones are generally a little bit greedy. I am the
Yeah.
oldest. I'm like, I kind of just have FOMO. I'm like, I don't even want an abacus, but because you're playing with one, I want it. I want the one you're playing with, and I want the fun that comes with it. I want you to give me your abacus. That's what I want.
That's kind of, yeah, because they're never, they both have like musical instruments, like recorders and guitars and a drum set that sit entirely idle until somebody looks at it. Then the other one is all interested in it. So that's why I'm not like that excited to do it. I told him if he like saves his money up, then he can get it. And if he's like short, but I want to make sure that he really wants it. But he did change his mind and now he wants a girl one because, and this is the thing that I think is like kind of crazy when you think about it, they have more stuff. The boys don't have clothes. Like you can't make up a life and a character for the boys. They just just have the outfit kind of that they come in. And the girls have cell phones and briefcases and camper vans and, shady stripping casts and whatnot. But they don't have that for the boy dolls. Somebody needs to do that. If you're listening, people, do like a better boy doll.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think especially for boys that are feel more comfortable with a girl doll toy or a doll toy in general, you should have both options. I just don't think it's one thing or the other. Do you know what I mean? But I do think there is like sibling envy, and you want this thing because your sibling has it. And when we're talking about $125, that ain't gonna happen because I'm into economics, my friend. And like there's no way in hell I'm spending that kind of money if I think what you got is a little taste of the greedies. And I'm like, no way. Because the perfect example is again, I am I don't think the word is hypocrite. I like to call myself complex because I will go into that. I'll go to that American Girl doll store and I'll pull the trigger on a stupid outfit with a roll bag and it costs more than my actual outfit that I'm wearing right now. But then I think of the economics of being like sort of like, I just want this present because I want this present because I am envious of someone else. I think, how long will you use it and how long will you play with it? So when Eleanor wanted a Beauty and the Beast dress, a Belle dress, it was $48 or $52 from the Disney store.
Yeah.
And I could, to me, for a play dress that I was unsure that she would wear, I felt nervous about spending it. When I told my husband how much it cost, he about crapped his pants. That girl wore that dress for 1 year straight. It is threadbare. She wore it so much. But that's when I start to go like, you don't know how to play the economics of these purchases, because sometimes I do think they're worth it. Sometimes I do think the big gift, if they play with it, if it does it for you, that's great. If they've got too much crap and they're not playing with any of their stuff, purge first, buy later.
Britt doesn't go shopping. He doesn't like to, I mean, here's the other like wonderful thing about him is he would be like, whatever the kids want, whatever you guys want is fine. But if he needs like a new computer bag, he'll spend 2 months picking out the right one, waiting for it to be on sale, signing up so that he gets and I'm like, Britt, just buy it.
That's me. Analysis paralysis. I will literally like put myself into a tizzy. I can't, it's a thing. But then I have this weird thing where I'm like, well, somebody, like I told you, like this if you buy it for me, I wear it. But if I don't, I just have some weird economics, I think, some weird money stuff.
Everybody does. Everybody does.
But I did pull the trigger on that American Girl doll.
Yours are smarter. Yeah.
Well, they're not. I'm like, it's like a weird like punishment to myself. Like I need to, because the second I do engage in like buying myself something nice, I always feel good about it because I'm not somebody that is, my kids come first, my husband comes next, like the dogs come next, the house comes next, everything else comes next. If I actually buy something for myself, I know I have the money for it, and it's literally me treating myself. I would like to put myself higher up in that list.
Yeah, I think you should, but you're definitely, even though it might not be right that you put stuff off that you've like worked for, and I feel like you deserve, and you do deserve. But now I feel like I'm getting into your marriage. We can bring this up. I'll come to counseling with you guys and I'll just give my 2 cents. This has nothing to
I
do with Colin or your marriage. I just know you do it to yourself though. You'll be like, no, I don't deserve this thing. But I think that's like being wrong in the right direction because I'm like, I deserve it all. And I don't even
no,
don't even know how
it's
to.
just easier to seem noble when you're making a choice that seems like you're not spending money or being quote unquote frivolous. But I think the underbelly is the truth is that we feel good when we buy ourselves something, and we feel good when we spoil ourselves, just like we like to spoil our kids. It's just a redirect, like I think we could split the difference is what I'm saying. Like I think I tend to buy for my kids more than I buy for myself. And I think that's just my way of sort of exercising that muscle. So when we go into the American Girl doll store, I'm like, Eleanor, did you see they have horses? I like can't stop myself. But I'll walk into like any like Macy's or something. I'm like, sale rack only. Cause I
Yeah.
just
Oh,
have
totally.
a harder time with that for myself. But I'm learning, you guys. I'm learning.
I'll pay $40 for a pair of like jelly shoes that Delilah doesn't even need, but they've got a unicorn on them and they're adorable. But I go to buy a bra at Target and I'm like, $25? What's it gonna do?
I think Target's a little high in some places. I got to tell you, I think Target can be overpriced for what it's supposed to be. Like I feel like when I go into Target, I should get $5
bra better
t-shirt.
make me high in a few places because that's a lot of scratch for Target for
For a
undergarments.
Target bra, which is real
Yeah.
itchy. Bras I don't mess around with. I go full Natori bras that are like, but they are built to last and they are not built to impress. They are full work machine. I should just buy them at Home Depot, but I digress. They do some heavy lifting right now, let me tell you. Especially my right
forgot
one,
to. I
like,
just
I've
looked.
given up.
I just looked down and I have to tell you this, Kristin. I saved this picture because I saved it and I put it on my computer because I knew that you would die making fun of me because, and this is a perfect segue because I've always been like a little extra. I found a picture of myself playing with my dolls. And of course, I have an English pram, a handbag, and a mink stole-on. Can you?
Oh my God.
And there I am, happily changing. I don't know where that came from, probably the thrift store, but happily changing that baby's diaper.
Meanwhile, if I had that picture, it would be me in like a real situation. Like I'd have a kid on my hip and one in a carrier and like one trailing behind. I'd be like, get over here. You're not getting another thing at the store. Like I would play it like even in my fantasies as a kid, I was like a middle-aged, middle-class, middle-sized woman.
Well, I do think that toys when we were kids, definitely the message that we got was, so your only option is to be a stay-at-home mom, which I love and is super noble. But if I wanted to play with like Capsilla or an Erector set or Legos, they were my brothers. Like they didn't have pink Legos when we were kids.
Yeah, I think that was true for us. And I think, again, that went back to money, like that they were like, you guys can just share both things. Like my mom was a teacher too. So there were things that and she knew like, I have to give my mom props. I'm going to give her props on two of the best things she ever did for me present wise, which is every year, no matter what, I got the best top of the line, biggest Crayola art set you've ever seen in your life. You know, those ones that like literally have like the thing that hold the crayons. So it had every crayon, it had every colored pencil, it had every temper paint.
You must have had a lot of aunts, Kristin.
Well, she does. She's from a large Catholic family. And if that's what it was going to take, hey, God bless. There's 7 left. I don't know. My mom always likes to say, well, there's this many left of us. I'm like, that's weird. Like, stop counting. Like, it makes me feel sad because they're fantastic people. But my mom was really good about buying me a really nice art set every year because she knew I would use it. And then the other thing The other thing she bought for me, and this is going to blow your mind, and she still has it. It's in her attic because I wasn't allowed to have anything that was actually mine until I got married and had kids because she felt like I was, I hadn't earned them yet. So my mom, when I was 5 years old, went to our local shop teacher and she had a Barbie house made for me. And when I tell you, so imagine like a 3-story modern farmhouse that you see today that's like white. And
Yeah.
it's hard to explain when we don't have it in front of us. So there were 2 doors that would open. So the doors in the front would unlock and open, and then a balcony would come down and sit on top of those doors. And on the interior of this Barbie house, my mom had kept scraps of our house, and so it matched. So she had matching wallpaper and carpet and linoleum, and like it is a strong like late 70s motif. You will die. It's the most
That's incredible.
It's incredible. And the thing is like, had I made that for Eleanor or had that made, I was like, you're never going to touch it. It's too precious. But I played with this thing.
So it matched your house that you.
It matched our house. She had our.
I feel like you guys should have like left it with the house when you sold the house, and then it would have been a horror film in the
what
making.
The hell are you? No way. I'm not giving my Barbie house to somebody that I knew the family that bought that house. I didn't like them.
That's next level momming, by the way. But I had much like my lawn furniture for Barbie, it was not a Barbie house. Her head was like hitting second floor when she was in the kitchen. It did not fit whatsoever. Yep. And I remember there being some weird, like patio piece that didn't go anywhere. I was just like, I don't want to throw it away because someday I'll figure out where it goes. Never figured it out.
And then you tried to make your own Barbie furniture and it was like, oh God. This is literally like I'm going to live somewhere. Well, I'm going to live in my Airstream that has broken down from years of abuse. Just like my name's Destiny, you guys.
Yes.
I'm Destiny and you're Lucky, Jen. And we're going to take on the world as we started. We didn't think this was going to be the case, but it looks like in order to make our family some extra money, we're going to hit the stage in a whole new way.
That's right. Sometimes life's hard, but sometimes you just make terrible choices. So sometimes
you go in and shake your money maker. God, that would make me feel good if people actually gave me money. I feel like they'd be like, nope.
Oh, you're trying. You just hear change
and do this.
The ground. Your mom. Okay, I hate to say this, but speaking of overspending. And I'm not actually overspending, but I have a thing that's giving me hot flashes.
Ooh!
Hot flash, hot flash. Hot flash. Obsessed with something, and it's reminds me of your mom like saving all this stuff because I didn't know about this, and you're into art, so you probably absolutely know what this is. But there's these, I have to look it up, or otherwise I'll say it wrong. There are these textiles called Schumacher Chiang Mai dragon prints. And they're so expensive. They're like, it's this linen or like this fabric that they make like fancy pillows and drapes, and people even use it as wallpaper, like designer people. And it is the most beautiful thing ever. And it's this city in Thailand called Chiang Mai, and it has this huge like staircase to a temple that has these serpent like sea dragons. So people like that's what people are drawing on. You've seen those like artwork. She's like, you're giving me the who farted face, Kristin. I think they're beautiful. And you're an art.
I just want to know if is your vagina broken? Have you broken? Are you done? Are you not feeling?
What do you mean?
This is you can't. We just talked about Asian wallpaper for a hot flash. Is that what turns you on right now? You're I think it's busted up.
Yeah. I think it's my Prozac. I'm not feeling anything below the waist.
You know what? I get that. Honestly, I've like
I feel so like fat right now, Kristin. Like, what am I gonna? I can't even. I've ruined my own fantasies right now. It's not gonna happen. I really don't find anyone attractive right now, but I really do find some beautiful Thailand prints. I'd rub myself
I'm
on
super
those,
hot for my
but I can't
mailman.
afford them. What?
My mailman. Have you ever said that in your whole life? Have you ever known a mailman to be hot in the entire life of your living? Have you ever had a hot mailman?
No,
Come
we have a UPS guy that he's very kind.
UPS is different. UPS is different.
Okay.
And I feel like they can sort of play with the length of their shorts, which I
Kristin, you
enjoy.
can't have a crush on your mailman. That's somebody that's accessible. If you have to sign for something, anything can happen.
Jen, that's really nice, but I can promise you this guy does not think I'm accessible. This guy does not think I have a pulse. He is like 25. He is ripped. He is cool. He like wears like a muscle tee rather than like the regular like okay. Do I think
He's
that
a
he could
stripper?
go from that's what I think. I think he could go from literally deliver. I think he's smart. I think he literally bought the uniform and then he was like, you know what this would be? This would be a great stripping outfit at nighttime that I could. I'm going to modify it. So maybe the whole thing's made out of Velcro. One can only hope. But
he's got the LOL doll version of a postal uniform, like the booty shorts.
Absolutely does. He's got, and the thing is like he'll our other mailman, God bless him, is so nice, but I can tell he's got an uncomfortable hip on the left side, and he's got a little bit of he's been block a time or two literally, but he's taken a break and I'm not sure God bless him, but the guy that they have subbing, holy, I have him nicknamed in my head as Kane. I just call him, I'm like, Kane's at the door. So he'll drop off mail and I'll run to the door and open it as though I was just coming out at the same time. Like, oh, hey, I didn't know you were here. It's so weird. Do you have stamps? And he's like, no. Okay.
I'm Jen.
I'm Kristin. And this is the IMOMSOHARD podcast. And we're signing off so we can go parent because we don't know what our kids are watching.
Hey, follow us on Instagram at IMOMSOHARD podcast or IMOMSOHARD.com.
Make sure to subscribe on YouTube.
On Facebook.
Or YouTube.
Yeah, we're on YouTube. Did we do that right? Someday we will.
Someday we just got to say, subscribe to our podcast. Tell your friends, especially if they're feeling amorous or not. And if you're my mailman, what's up?
I need a picture. Text me a picture. Sneak a picture.
Absolutely not. Because that's an invasion of his privacy. I've got 4 on my phone already. I'll send you one.
You want to invade his privacy so bad.